Hi guys, how is it going? There's so much going on right now. A lot of shifts are going to take place in March, and March is going to be the most special month of the entire year. So, welcome back to my channel. My name is Astrid. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And today we're going to look at the magical new moon in the sign of Pisces. So, Pisces, it's about dreaming big, and there's a lot of manifestation magic around this full moon, new moon. Pisces, lost in space, which is also one of the main themes. Like my dreams have been very, very vivid, been daydreaming a lot, feeling a bit lost in space, harder to focus. So, yeah. And I guess in March, with all these big shifts that are about to happen, we'll be seeing like the biggest show of all playing out during March and April. So, and if things weren't like already crazy enough, we have like Mars that just went direct on the 24th of February, and Venus is gonna go retrograde on the 1st of March. So we're only having 5 days of all the planets moving direct, which is in fact a little bit unusual. And a lot of energy just stopped, and a lot of energy is now like moving forward again. So the fact that Mars and Venus are switching so closely towards each other in time is very, very special. So yeah, once we like enter March, there will be like no looking back at the world we lived in. So brace yourselves, because it's about to shift in a very, very big way. This time is like the perfect time to connect to the divine, to distance ourselves from chaos and uncertainty, because that can play a role during this time, especially with all the planets and Pisces at the last degrees, which can cause a little bit of confusion for sure. So it's about surrendering to the unknown right now. And it's actually very, very special and magic, this new moon that we're going to have on the 27th or the 28th of February. It like depends on where you live, because the for here in Belgium, we're going to have the moon at midnight. So it can differ a day depending on where you live. And the last time we had a new moon in Pisces with Saturn, but also Neptune, Pisces' ruler, all in the sign of Pisces, that was like back in the 1850s. So that's actually quite some time ago. So the new moon in Pisces. Pisces rules our intuition. It's about spirituality. It can be very, very dreamy, very, very mystical. It's about the things we cannot see or cannot touch, the things that are like not from the material world. So think about the unseen realms, connection to the divine, synchronicities, the metaphysical realm. These are all things that belong to Pisces. And Neptune, the modern day ruler of Pisces, is at its end degrees. So it's currently operating at a 29 degree, which is a critical degree. And March could feel very chaotic, very confusing, not really knowing where to go, not knowing why you feel strange or a bit ungrounded. So there's definitely like, there could be a theme of feeling a bit lost and a bit uncertain, and there could also be a lot of disillusionment, especially on a mundane level. But if you now like succeed in surrendering and like getting out of your head, very, very beautiful, distant, and aligned things will come up for you. And don't try to like understand why things are happening in a certain way. Know that like a higher plan is like arranging things for you now. So things might not go according to your plan. They're like going according to a higher plan right now. So really focus on the spiritual side of life. And if you do succeed in like detaching yourself from having to know everything, having everything planned out, being stuck inside of your head, maybe the monkey brain goes a bit in overdrive. Actually, we need to let go of our inner control freak, which actually belongs to the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces, and the North nodes are currently operating in those signs right now, and also for the next 70 months. So it's like a theme for the year ahead as well. So yeah, it's really time to get out of your head, connect to your inner center, and focus on meditation, yoga, maybe draw some tarot cards if you want to receive a message, and really like trust into the unknown. Beautiful things emerge when you like detach yourself from expectations. So there can be like divine interventions, and the universe might speak in a more profound way through sound or through dreams right now. Like, for example, hearing like a specific message when you turn on the radio that like answers your question. Pisces is about powerful synchronicities, and they're like always there, but sometimes we don't like hold enough space for them to like fully get into our consciousness. So during this time, it will be easier to do so. So let's look at March, because it's gonna be a bit wild, to be honest. So on the end of February, we had Mars going direct, and that happened in a water sign, so also water in the sign of Cancer. But it still needs to like move out of shadow until May the 2nd. So Mars is like wrapping up its retrograde until the beginning of May. So Mars retrograde was about healing our ancestral lineage, because it's in a sign of Cancer, the home, the roots, your family. And it could also be about like lingering conflicts in our family or around the home that needed to be worked out. And the new moon is now going to be like in the most spiritual sign of the zodiac. We have a new moon in Pisces coming up. So I really, really love this new moon. I've been like waiting on this energy, and I know a lot of people are going to benefit from it, because it's going to like really, really be a very magical time to plant new seeds, because it's like connected to its ruler Jupiter. So if you plant new seeds right now, things can get like really, really big. On March the 1st, Venus is going to start its retrograde, and Venus, of course, is the planet of harmony, beauty, values, and money. So we will see a big rearrangement and reassessment in that. Then on March the 14th, we will have our first lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And then one day later, Mercury is going to start its retrograde. So yeah. 2 weeks after that, we have the solar eclipse. We also have the spring equinox, of course, but like the last solar eclipse in the sign of Aries on March 29th, it will like go out with a bang for sure, because global conflict could be rising during April, but like hopefully hopefully then we can see like an ending in those themes, and especially in wars, because that belongs to the sign of Aries. So I think immediately about Russia, Ukraine, we can see like maybe one more uprise, and then things will calm down over the next 6 months, because a solar eclipse does have effect over 6 months. So another important note on that is that in February 2026, we will see like a Saturn-Neptune conjunction, and then like the new lines will be fixed in regards to that conflict. So yeah, and then one day later, on March the 30th, Neptune will jump into Aries, and that's like the first time since 164 years or so. So yeah, you can see here at the slide that it's like a very, very important month that's ahead of us. So before I dive into like the new moon in Pisces, I want to like quickly look at the overall energy for March and April, because as you can see here, there's a lot happening right now. So the overall energy, look at this, guys. It's so crazy. This is so cool. We have like a very big planetary mashup in the sign of Pisces. And with my stellium and Pisces, I personally love this energy. But for the world, oh boy, one side of the spectrum will be like drinking, partying, doing drugs, escaping in every kind of way, and will probably be in denial about it. The other side of the spectrum will have like magical, divine breakthroughs and connect themselves to like the unseen realms in a way they've like never done before. So, and then you also have like everything in between. So even one single person could switch from one side of the spectrum to the other. And Pisces is very, very mutable. It's very changeable. It's like the depths of the ocean. It is the current, the waves. It's about like connecting to the otherly or like the otherworldly dimensions. So you can do that by drinking alcohol, and that is gonna like add stress in your body and also deeper like integrate your self-sabotaging behavior. Or you could do that by like quitting substances and especially substance abuse, and like really go into a deep state of meditation and flow. The choice is like all yours. And either way, people will feel like a need to escape in some kind of way. Escape like from the daily grind, from the superficial conversations, and from the mundane. So it's like really, really time to dive deep into the mysteries of life. And hi, Inge, thank you for joining. And hi, Claudia, great to hear and see you. What a ride. Thank you for your wisdom. It's been a ride for sure, and things are gonna get more intense during March for sure. So buckle up. March and April will totally shift our reality. So yeah, as you can see, we have like 5 planets in Pisces, and we also have the North Node, all in a water sign. So Venus is in Aries in a fire sign, but she's preparing to go retrograde back into Pisces. So all this water energy, it like really cleanses, it washes away sins, and like it washes away mistakes and build up emotions. Water also like rules over the field of feelings, and water is so emotional. It's like healing energy that washes away the pain. And Pisces is about the past because it's the last sign of our zodiac wheel. So it's also about our astral body. And it's like where we carry our biggest pain. Whenever we like encounter difficult situations, our body can freeze and we can start to dissociate. And like this kicks in for our survival. Sometimes we forget hurtful events to keep ourselves safe and to be able to go on with life. But somehow everything that happens, it like always gets stored in our energy field. Like the body always remembers what happened. And when it gets reminded by something that like triggers the past, alarm bells go off. And the amygdala in our brain can start to freak out. So this is what is a possibility that can happen with all this Pisces energy. But this new moon is planting a new seed, and this new moon can be extremely, extremely healing. But I am going to warn you, like if you already have psychological issues or suffering from anxiety, you need to get help now, because things will not get easier over the next couple of weeks and even months. Because yeah, Mars went direct in a water sign. We will have 2 retrogrades back into the sign of Pisces. And after the summer for the Northern Hemisphere, Neptune and Saturn will go back into Pisces. And that will be like, that will signify a very, very big culmination and a very big ending, something that is like getting kicked off in March now. So another important factor is that this new moon will lead up to a lunar eclipse in Pisces in September over the next 6 months. So there is extremely potent energy right now that can like fully blossom into September. And Becca says, whoa, we are living in a phenomenal time. Thank you for your guidance, Astrid. Yes, phenomenal time, divine magic, divine interventions, and like really big breakthroughs. So on March the 1st, yeah, like the most important part is you need to know that Venus is going to go retrograde, and she will do that accompanied by Mercury. So it's not only Venus retrograde. 2 weeks later, Mercury will start to join the dance and will move backwards along with Venus, all the way back into Pisces. So, but remember that like Mercury and Venus, they are benefics, especially Venus. Mercury is more of a neutral planet. And whenever they go retrograde, they tend to bring in good things. Retrogrades from beneficial planets are never bad. It's not the same like a Mars retrograde, for example. They just like offer you a chance of realignment. And definitely now with these 2 eclipses in combination with the retrogrades, and like eclipses are, of course, a course correction. So all this planetary energy moving back from Aries, the first sign, to the last sign, Pisces, it's like, in Aries, it's going to start about self-love, because Aries is the sign of the self. Venus is about love. So it will be a very, very big time of reassessment about how our self-love interferes in our current relationships. And then it's going to shift back into Pisces on the 27th of March. And Pisces is like all about unconditional love, really like selfless giving. We are all one. So yeah, really like loving yourselves and others unconditionally. It's also about forgiveness, about spiritual bonds. So this can be like very, very beautiful. But Pisces is also the last water sign. It's like the final ending. It is the last sign of our zodiac. So retrogrades are about reevaluations of the past and about looking within. But starting in Aries, the sign of the self, and then with all the upcoming retrogrades and the eclipses, and Pisces being like the most spiritual sign of the zodiac, it might mean that you need to forgive someone, or that maybe something ends. It's about surrendering, trusting the unknown, letting go. So big reassessments and final culminations are definitely possible with this Venus retrograde, especially because Venus goes retrograde at the 10th degree of Aries. And when we look at the last fall for the Northern Hemisphere, we had an eclipse in Libra, and I think it was 9 degrees. So this Venus retrograde is going to opposite our last eclipse in the sign of Libra that we had during the fall. So these eclipses are still playing out, and it was about me versus the other, the Libra Aries axis. So I do think that a lot of relationships that already were on shaky grounds are going to see their final ending during the next couple of weeks. But water and all these planets in water right now is also about like cleansing, about like washing away the dirt. It's about toxins. It's about poison. That is all part of Pisces as well. And it's also about letting go of self-sabotaging behavior, which is also part of Pisces. And Pisces is so karmic. Like all the consequences of the previous 11 signs and their actions are getting played out in Pisces. So, and Aries is the first zodiac sign. It can be about a totally new start. And Saturn, the planet of karma, is also in Pisces, and it will shift into Aries by the end of May. And by then, Neptune will already be in Aries. So, yeah, Neptune is about divine love and wholeness. And now it's operating in its home sign of Pisces. So it just has a stronger manifestation. And especially around the time by the end of March, when Venus is going to conjunct Neptune again, there can be like disillusionment in love coming out. But also real soulmates coming in. It depends on what aspects it makes in your personal chart. So, but with this Venus retrograde going over Neptune and Saturn over the next couple of weeks, things are gonna get very, very interesting. And with Saturn in the mix, it's gonna be like a very, very big Carmageddon for love relationships for sure. And like add a dose of Neptune in that for like bumping in and experiencing these inexplicable bonds, past life love, dreamy connections. But be aware, the lower manifestation of Pisces is deception, fraud, lies from the past that are like coming back to bite you. So yeah, be really, really careful about like new people that are entering your life under this energy. If it's people from the past that you already know on some level, then that's a different story. You can like get a second chance. They can like come back to wrap things up. Maybe, yeah, something that was lost or that like slipped away through your fingers might magically reappear in your life. But be very mindful of new people that you've never met before, because things might look completely different after the retrograde is going to be over. So beware of rose-colored glasses in finance and in love. Things are going to feel different in May and June. And some will definitely feel disappointed and experience a sense of loss. Some will encounter new people that feel so magical, and then maybe you need to let them go, which is also part of Pisces. And some, yeah, like be careful about cheating with this energy and the influence of Pisces, because some will definitely have to forgive their partner for mistakes or past mistakes as well. And when so much Pisces gets activated, it's like about our collective karmic results from our past actions. So things might definitely be revealed to you. And this year will definitely be a year of a lot of people wrapping up things, ending a big phase of their life. And with Pisces, this can happen in a very, very natural and spiritual kind of way. It can also be in a painful way, but Pisces, sometimes you need to let go. And sometimes when you truly love someone, you set them free and you experience this unconditional love for the other, which can also be a very big theme. I do think that if you are a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, it will be a more significant time, but it will also be like an easier time as you like naturally outgrow things and let it go. Pisces is like it naturally gets dissolved. So really listen to your intuition right now. If something feels off, you're probably right. If something feels too good to be true, it probably is. But don't make hasty decisions. We don't know the full story yet. And also just wait and see, because a real dreamy connection can enter your life during this time. But Pisces can be very deceptive as well. So it depends on how it's playing out in your personal chart. It's going to be different for everyone, of course. Just know that now we're going to all partake into this energy, and not everyone is as not everyone can deal as easily with Pisces energy. A lot of people can suffer from loneliness, feeling isolated, especially those who are not fully connected to themselves or to their partner. So, but on the other hand, some people who have been struggling for years can like finally complete it and release it during this time, especially like the mutable signs, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. For you, the month of March is going to be very, very significant. Yeah, all the mutable signs can like really expect big breakthroughs, and even though these breakthroughs can be a bit emotional for sure, maybe you like realize that you can't go on like this anymore. Maybe you finally decide to leave something behind which no longer serves your growth, or maybe you finally decide to forgive your ex and give it another chance. So this is like the current energy, and can be painful if things come up, but it will, like, if you release something now, it will have like a positive effect on your energetic body, your astral body, your the other realms. It's like it can be a very, very positive positive release, and with that all the toxic energy releases as well. So a very fated event that like happens in order to like trigger all these past emotions that like weren't fully processed yet. So toxic feelings get like exposed and get released because of that. So don't resist it if you feel this coming up. Experience from the past are like locked inside of us, and all these planets and water signs will be like the key that is going to like open up Pandora's box. So crying can be a theme with so much Pisces activation. Maybe you'll cry and maybe you don't even know why. Just know if you cry, we decrease our cortisol in the body. Tears are very, very healing, yet we repress them. So really learn how to feel your emotions so they don't get stored in your body. Free yourself from pain. This is like what this new moon is gonna be able to give you as well. And those who will keep repressing it can struggle with their health, physical or mental, especially over the next 6 months, whenever we will have like another eclipse at the 29 degree in September. So Pisces has very high vibrations if you're aligned correctly. And Jupiter is a traditional ruler, and Jupiter rules optimism, hope, and freedom. And Jupiter is going to enter Cancer on the 9th of June. So whenever Jupiter enters Cancer, it will be in its exaltation. It likes a lot to be in Cancer. So soon after this big emotional release that the retrogrades are about to offer in some kind of way now in March leading up to April, Jupiter will then like jump into a sign and will start to trine all of the Pisces and all of the Scorpio placements if we have any. So this can really be about like rewards for work well done, payout of good karma, and a huge sense of relief. So yeah, There's like a very, very big healing of the collective unconsciousness of our astral bodies, and like a very big push and letting go of past pain. If we then look at Mercury retro, that's going to start 2 weeks later. So the moment Venus is going to meet up with Mercury, Mercury is going to be like, oh, hey, Venus, what's up? I'm going to like go back with you because I have some things to say to you. So Venus retro starts at 10 degrees of Aries. Mercury retro starts at 9 degrees of Aries. And then we're going to have the solar eclipse in Aries on the 9th degree as well. This new moon in Pisces is also at a 9 degree, and all the new moons since November have been at a 9 degree. So it is a Sagittarius degree, and 9 resembles the end of a cycle. 2025 in numerology is also a 9, so we are in a 9 year. All these things happening at a 9, it is about culmination and about endings. So let's look at the new moon in Pisces. It's happening on the 27th or the 28th. It's one of my favorite new moons of the year, and it's going to be extra potent with opportunities for manifestation as well as abundance. So yeah, now we're going to take a look at all the aspects and the themes, and like how to ritualize and like how to make your dreams come true. So big conclusions, completions, lots of emotions, lots of magic, because in 6 months' time, this new moon will turn into a lunar eclipse. So take a little bit of time to do something special with and work with the energy of this new moon. And the aspects right now, but also during the lunar eclipse in September, they're gonna like be nothing short of magical. It's going to be wonderful for manifestation, for abundance, for romance, for growth, and also for developing your intuition. And of course, it's going to affect Pisces. If you have sun, moon, or rising, you can plant big seeds and can like really blossom in September. And especially if you have anything about 9 and 10 degrees of Pisces, because this moon is at a 9 degree. And if you have anything located there in your chart, you're really going to want to pay attention, because it's going to be very, very significant. Or maybe it's an angle or a personal planet. It can be Venus as well. But especially for the mutable signs, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, if you have anything between 8 to 10 degrees, you're going to feel the effects of this as well. So the 9 degrees, so Sagittarius energy, it's like about bigger, broader, grander. It's about our belief system, our philosophy. And in the sign of Pisces, it's about our faith, what we believe in, what we believe is possible. And all of these energies in Pisces are like really stimulating that. And as I already said, like a big planetary mashup in the sky in the last sign of the zodiac. This is kind of like representing that we have to take time to like pause and reflect and think about what we are actually believing in, what we are praying to, what we are like honoring and working with. It's like it's going to be able to like bring in something new within 6 months of time, and it can be very, very big, being at a Sagittarius degree. Sagittarius themes are like yeah, import, export, things revolving around law, things revolving around culture, religion. So yeah, it's like really a time I think for many of us to, it's just like what we are like aiming for, what we are believing in, how we can go higher. And I really think we need to use our faith, and if we listen to our intuition, that can like get us in the right direction currently. So the theme is like rising above limitations. It's about transcendence and like viewing things from like a higher, more holistic point of view. It's like our perspective and what seems to be true at first glance may not be when all of the factors are like taken into consideration. And the greatest opportunity lies in distancing yourself from difficult position or a difficult situation in order to like take on a more deeper spiritual view on things. So look at the whole picture, find patterns in things and events, and really guard against like losing touch with what's going on by like isolating yourself or like living in a dream world. That is something that we need to be careful for when we are looking at the sign of Pisces. Don't get like trapped in your own mind and be blind to the obvious. And really take time for like transcendence, exploration, perspective, observation, surmounting, like going beyond, rising above, and like reaching a new viewpoint or outlook on things. And someone who's like in tune with their inner world might be seeking more wisdom and enlightenment through introspection and meditation right now. And because it's like on this 9th degree and taking place in the first decan of Pisces, it's associated with Neptune, and Neptune rules over things like dreams, illusion, spirituality. So there's going to be like an intensified connection to the mystical or magical, to the subconscious, and also to the spiritual realms. And many of us are gonna encounter a great opportunity to really be focusing on our intuition, and we might have some profound intuitive insights with this new moon. So really focus on like developing psychic abilities by meditation and anything like revolving around kind of like of a dream state. It's also gonna like encourage us to focus on compassion and empathy, telepathy, because like Neptune and Pisces is associated with that, and there is like this desire to connect with others on a much more emotional and spiritual level. So the positive traits of Pisces is that like a lot of people are gonna have a very big spiritual awakening happening over the next 6 months. And Neptune, like at the beginning of such a journey, you kind of have to like lose yourself a little bit or feel a little bit lost in the clouds. It's this place where we get like more attuned to like the non-material aspects of life, and it's going to be wonderful for people who are very artistic or very creative. Yeah, it's like or poetry, or like anything creative that is like kind of stemming from a dreamlike state. But the negative traits of Pisces is that we need to watch out for the themes like escapism versus enlightenment. There's a fine line between like using the energy for spiritual or creative enlightenment, or like falling into escapism or like self-undoing and illusions. So we really have to like face themes revolving around reality versus fantasy. And that's going to be a big one on a mundane level. A lot of people are going to get disillusioned over the next few months, especially when Saturn is going to conjunct the North Node, and that's going to happen. We're going to feel that middle of March, end of March into April, even May. That will be a big disillusionment for people who are now blindly believing that something is totally real. Well, it's not. So yeah, it's not easy when we're like dealing with a ton of planets in Pisces. It feels like very dreamlike, and it's so special now with this moon influence here. It's gonna be very hard to like distinguish what's real, what's an illusion. There's a potential for self-deception or being deceived as well. So know at this point that like the North Node Neptune conjunction, this is also like a theme that we're going to see with the retrogrades in Pisces over the next 2 months. So it can be like bringing up this kind of trouble in the Pisces area of our chart. So we will need to use a lot of discernment for sure. And with Saturn in Pisces right now, we're going to have to like really focus on the boundaries, because Pisces, Neptune, they are boundless. All is one. It's the infinite. There's like no line. So yeah, big emphasis on like maintaining personal boundaries, as well as like being open to the emotional currents of others. But it's going to be necessary to like know where we draw the line. Yeah, and like all these magical, mystical influences are going to ultimately going to like provide an opportunity for very big transcendence. So You can do it through creativity, meditation, anything that's going to be like offering us insights or solutions from a higher perspective. So yeah, it's like not an ordinary new moon. 2 weeks later, we're gonna see like the full moon lunar eclipse that's gonna happen in Virgo, and this is like kind of kicking off and getting us like kind of prepared. I also feel like it's like really setting the stage for some of the fog that's gonna be like rolling in the month of March. And I feel like for many of us, this new moon is gonna be really, really inviting us to like take a leap of faith, focus on dreaming big, even if you can't see it like physically manifest just yet. It's really about like focusing on spiritual growth and on how this development and like the commitment to your vision or like a higher power gives you like the opportunity to feel more positively influenced. So yeah, go and create. Creating is gonna like be a very, very good solution to like heal some of the emotional wounds that are gonna like come up in the next few months with the retrogrades. So really focus on letting go of illusions so that you can see the truth in the matter. And hi, good day everyone. Hi Jorv. And you have a Scorpio moon. Ooh, that's interesting. Greetings from the Netherlands. So, hallo, ik ben van België. Okay, the next thing I want to mention is Jupiter. Jupiter is, of course, the ruling planet of this new moon in Pisces. And Jupiter is currently located at the 12th degree. And I forgot to circle it in my chart here. But Jupiter is next to Mars. Mars is circled in red. So you need to look at the yellow sign of Gemini. So Jupiter at the 12th degree, a Pisces degree. So isn't that like crazy? It's like about all the things that maybe we know, but we do not say, the things that we believe or the things that we read or learn that like influences a lot of our dreams, a lot of our subconscious, as well as our intuition. Because Jupiter is in the sign of information, Gemini. So this moon squares Jupiter, its ruler. So it's very, very interesting to see that the ruler of Pisces is squaring all of this Pisces energy. It can like give us the opportunity to kind of balance learning with intuition. So it would be very, very powerful to like go on walks and listening to podcasts or like audiobooks when you're driving, because it's like now the mind is very, very open to like absorb things that are gonna like kind of putting you in a mental flow state, or yeah, all these things can actually be very, very beneficial. But there is a bit of a challenge because it's a square between our emotions and our intellect. So really practice mindfulness during this time and really do your best to like harness the best of both worlds with these two signs. We've got like the deep intuition of Pisces and the communicative power of Gemini. Then how can we ritualize this new moon? And I like really, really, really advise you to do that, because these rituals they are going to be infused with a lot of magical divine power. And you know, a lot of astrologers, every new and full moon, they say, oh, this is the craziest full moon. But like, I'm going to be honest, this one really is. So very, very wonderful for creative manifestation. So very good moon to do a vision board. Really, really create something that you look at every day. And it's in regards to the subconscious. So make it your screensaver or put it somewhere. When first thing you wake up, you can like lay eyes on it. The last thing before you go to sleep, you can look at it, and that's the way it like really gets integrated. So yeah, very, very good moon for art, for music that like really touches the soul, and all the things that are like tapping into like the universal empathy of the imagination and like all this Pisces energy around it. So really, really good to visualize things, to, yeah, maybe use water. I think that will be like the biggest one. Use water in your rituals, because maybe you can like just put water in a glass, and you can like just sit there and take a minute to like put all of your affirmations into a glass of water and visualize it, and then you drink it. Can be very, very simple. But yeah, really use the element of water, because Pisces does resemble big, boundless bodies of water. So even doing rituals by the sea, by a lake, take a bath and put some crystals in it, put some crystals in your water, take a spa day, and yeah, really meditate nearby a lake, or by the beach, or just take like a long hot bath and soak, and really like, or when you're in the shower, really focus on water flowing over your crown and your third eye. Do some visualizations, and really like, um, really dream or imagine things into reality. That is what is possible right now with Neptune and Saturn and Pisces as well. So really good time to, yeah, really make your dreams a reality. Um, or you can like write down your intentions after meditating. You can put a piece of paper, and take it in a glass of water or in a water bowl, and put some crystals in them. But be careful, not all crystals are gonna be like safe to put in water. And Pisces is associated with some crystals, but but some of them will dissolve in your water, so be a bit careful about that. Maybe you can use something like clear quartz or an amethyst, and really like put your intentions into it, let it dissolve, and really take that energy of Jupiter in Gemini, writing stuff down. Like these are my blessings, and these are the things that I'm asking for, and combine it with all the Pisces energy, the water, and like put it in there, let it do its thing, and you're letting that manifestation go, or like getting it dissolved by water. Like that is something very, very powerful as well. And also, really pay attention to your dreams. Yeah, you can have a lot of divine messages through dreams right now. Practice divination, pull some tarot cards, or maybe like hold a book. This one I love a lot. Hold a book and ask a question with your eyes closed. Just like open the book, put your finger on the book, and something might like answer your question. Can be like a random page, and then whoop, that can give you like a little bit of insight as well. So yeah, that's like how you can work with like Pisces energy, as well as Jupiter and Gemini, the knowledge and information that actually comes from things that are written down. Also, journaling can be very, very wonderful, and can be like a symbolic release. Yeah, maybe you can write stuff you don't want anymore, put it in water, let it dissolve, or like meditate with water sounds. You can like play some music on YouTube when you're meditating. Running water, rainwater can be very beneficial as well. But really like, really visualize your intention like merging with the water flow, and allowing it to like kind of bring you some kind of knowledge, and really like engage in anything artistic, so like painting, music, dancing, anything that's like related to channeling the Pisces energy, and a really, really good time to let your creativity flow. And when I think about music, one of the bands I really like for doing that is, of course, Vardruna, but also, I forgot the name. I just played it. It's like a number angel. Massive Attack. There it is. Massive Attack is like a very, very mystical, dreamy, like music to listen to as well. So, with all of that being said, Rita says, Watching from Dubai, great work, Astrid. Thank you so much, Rita. Happy to connect with you. I'm gonna look at the 12 signs and always listen to your rising sign first, then listen to your sun sign. And if you have, for example, a moon in Pisces, like me, you can listen for your moon sign as well. Um, we're gonna Normally I start with Aries, but because Pisces always has to wait until the last sign, I'm now gonna start with Pisces because it is your new moon, Pisces, and it is a very, very special one. It's the first new moon in Pisces in your life with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces as well. And it will grow over the next 6 months into a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So very, very big wish fulfillment power with this stellium in your first house. So a very, very big time to plant new seeds that can like really become very, very abundant over the next few months. You could feel a bit overwhelmed with planetary forces, definitely if you have like a stellium in your sign, but as I said, big fulfillment of incredible, destined, and powerful energy is happening in your sign right now. So if it's your sun, it can be in regards to your career, to a man, to your vitality. If it's your moon, it can be about your emotions, about feelings and females and your home matters. And if it's your rising sign or your ascendant, it can be any part of your life that can be fulfilled. So massive change and transformation, destined happenings, awaken your visionary aspect. You can like really imagine thought into reality right now. And think about books like The Secret, like manifestation literature can be very, very helpful right now. And take time to retreat and think about what you want to manifest into reality. Take the imagination and give it tangible form with Saturn. Dreams can come true. So very, very beautiful for my lovely Pisces. You are the ones that like really need to make a vision board ASAP. In September, you will see like the full extent of your current powers. And because it's in your first house, if you're a rising, or when you have like, excuse me, it's like about what you want, what you think about. Thoughts can become real. Be mindful of what you think about. Positive affirmations can like turn into real, tangible miracles. And it's going to be divine intervention at its best. So use this time wisely, meditate and journal everything into existence. So very, very important. The first house deals with your appearance, your identity. So it's like really, really hitting home for you on a very personal level. And it's about planting seeds for a new beginning with how you present yourself to the world. So whatever that's like, or like whether that's how you look or how you feel, or maybe it's about how other people see you. And I really recommend, like this moon is going to set the stage for like reinventing your spiritual connection to the unseen realms. Divine messages can come through in very profound ways, and it's very much about like the mind body spirit connection here. It's like your personal identity, but also self-realization that becomes more spiritual. But keep in mind that Mercury and Venus will go retrograde through your house. So if it's your rising sign, it's your first house. So yeah, March and April are the time to get more creative, focus on retreating, resting, and connecting to the metaphysical world. And this new moon is ruled by Jupiter, which is also your chart ruler if you're a Pisces rising. So, and you've got Jupiter in the fourth. So for a lot of you guys, it's like about envisioning where you're going to live or how you want your family to look like in future. Envisioning expansion and abundance around your happy emotions about your home and about your family. So what home looks like, where you like going to go, if you want to get out of a home situation or you want to make a significant change, this is a very, very welcoming energy. And as I said, in 6 months, we're going to have this lunar eclipse, and it will be trining your Jupiter that will be in the 5th house by then. So I think a lot of Pisces risings are gonna be pregnant or gonna have a baby in the next 6 months. Become pregnant in the next 6 months. And I think also a lot of you guys are gonna be in a pretty significant love affair, have romantic encounters by September. And also a lot of you are going to do some kind of creative work from home. So yeah, I know it's a bit crazy, all these things going on in your sign. Use the next couple of weeks really to like envision where you see yourself going, what it looks like, where you're living, and how you feel, and like how you feel in your skin with all these challenges that are like around the corner in March and April. So yeah, new relationship opportunities, new creative endeavors, and it's gonna make you very joyous and very happy. So yeah, be less consumed with where you are at now and think more about where you're going. And you don't have to like figure it out or have it all figured out right now. You just have to like visualize about what you want. So yeah, I think you'll be surprised where you're going to be in 6 months. So yeah, really come to terms with what your goals are and not let other people distract you, because there is going to be a lot of clearing out in relationships and partnerships that are like hindering you from being able to go or get to where you want to go, and maybe you need some time alone to be able to envision this. So really take time for visualization. That's like the biggest topic here for you, Pisces, because I know you're so good at that. So really enjoy this new moon, really plant new seeds right now, and let me know what you want to see. That's what you want to see changing, and where you want to see yourself in the next 6 months. Enjoy it, my dear Pisces. The next one is Aries. You're gonna have a new moon happening in your 12th house. So yeah, very special, very strong, very powerful, big wish fulfillment power with the stellium in your 12th house. Very magical and enchanting new moon for my dear Aries, because it's very powerful in the 12th house. It's in its home sign, so it's about spiritual enlightenment, beautiful spiritual revelations in your life, making the unreal real, tangible with Saturn and Neptune, with this full moon. So dream big, fantasize about what you want to make your wishes come true. And the 12th house is also where we need to spend some time alone to meditate things into existence, to be able to daydream, to journal, to draw cards, say affirmations. It can be about shamanic journeys, healing rituals. So really take some time to do all of these things, as it can like really trigger divine miracles happening right now. And yeah, the energy aligns perfectly for speaking your dreams into existence with Jupiter in your 3rd house of communication. So yeah, with the connection to the 12th house, pay attention to your dreams, because Mercury, the messenger of the gods, is next to Neptune, the planet of dreams. So powerful messages through dreams for everyone, but especially for Pisces, for Aries, sorry. And the 12th house is also about like self-undoing and your self-sabotaging behavior, being your own worst enemy. So with this new moon, there can be like a big new seed planted, and you can like overcome such behavior by simply using your imagination right now and envisioning yourself not doing those things anymore. So really meditate on like a new vision, how you see yourself over the next couple of months without the bad habits. You might also feel like unusually introspective, and you're like focusing on your spiritual or your hidden self at this time. And there could be a bigger need for solitary to really like clear out these new intentions. So yeah, really, really a beautiful new moon for peace, solitude, letting go of past burdens. Take a bath, put in some crystals, really soak, really cleanse your energy. Spend the day at the beach, walk nearby a body of water, um, do a meditation class, go to a temple or a center if you want to do that. And with the ruler of this new moon, Jupiter in your third house, it really like means you're focusing on like exploring the parts of your subconscious, and that is like going to help you put everything together. When it comes to like things you want to manifest in the third house, it's like Gemini area of your chart, and Gemini is like the third house is being on the road. Maybe you want a new car, short term travel as well. It's your siblings and also your immediate environment. So something is growing, and something can give you more abundance in this area. So you're kind of like needing to like create a vision or a plan for what you're hoping to manifest in those areas. And also important to note is that Venus is going to start her retrograde in your sign. So if you're in Aries rising, it's going to be in your first house. If you have your sun in Aries, it's going to go over your sun. So you're like the ones that like really, really, really need to reevaluate how self-love is impacting your relationships during this Venus retrograde. And very, very distant happenings with love and money are going to come up for you in the next couple of weeks, my dear Aries. So let me know how it's going. Let me know what you're wanting to manifest for the next 6 months. And I really hope your dreams are going true. The next one is Taurus. You're going to experience a new moon in Pisces in your 11th house. So this is very, very great news because, yeah, you can plant a big new seed into your 11th house of... actually, the 11th house is your hopes and your desires, your wishes. So, and this is like a very, very big wish fulfillment new moon. So, yeah, if you plant new seeds now, there's a very big possibility over the next 6 months to make your dreams come true. And it sextiles your rising or your sun if you're a sun in Taurus. So you're really going to be like in tune with this energy. So yeah, very, very big wish fulfillment power stellium in your house of wishes. And it's going to be about social connections, becoming more mystical. Be careful about friends that can be a little bit more elusive or a little bit, or feel a little bit confused or make you feel confused. But the 11th house is your tribe and your like-minded people, and also your older sibling. And you can like really meet people who push you towards your spiritual growth. You can get out there, start a group, join a group if that's something you would like to do. That's going to be focused on enlightenment or like spirituality. It would be also very beneficial taking or joining a meditation group. And you're going to meet like-minded people or artists that are going to be very open, and friends that could feel like soul connections that are going to come in over the next 6 months. So great if you need like support from other people, and especially from your friends. And yeah, themes here for you are about friendship through shared dreams or some kind of collective healing. So yeah, and this moon is ruled by Jupiter, which is in your second house. Fantastic. It's like about, yeah, feeling like you're bringing in friendships that make you feel more, that like really boost your self-confidence. And can also be about like spending money in groups, or like, yeah, feeling enriched by also spending money on enlightenment in connection to groups. And maybe you're like trying to figure out your goals when it comes to your money and how you can like make more of it. And you're kind of like putting your heads together with your friends, and maybe brainstorm in terms of how you can bring more resources your way, or for the group as well. And sometimes what you think about is that yeah, it's like it's going to be a process with your chart ruler that's going to go retrograde back into the 12th house and the 11th house soon. So these themes could like play out over the next couple of weeks. And if you're a Taurus and you're feeling a bit lonely, or if you want to like, I want to find my tribe, or I really just want to like focus on making my dreams a reality, you will like see that the next couple of weeks is going to be a very, very huge process that will be like getting started in March into April. And it might bring in some very, very significant characters, and they're going to help you to like build something very meaningful, and can be in regards to your dream or one of your biggest wishes. So yeah, with the Venus retrograde, you are ruled by Venus. It will have a very, very big impact over you, and it can be a very big wish fulfillment over the next couple of weeks. So really enjoy this new moon, my dear Taurus. The next one is Gemini. You're going to have a new moon in the sign of Pisces in your 10th house. So there's a very, very big wish fulfillment, powerful energy going on with this stellium in your 10th house of career and social standing. So the best time to plant a new seed in your career is now. Use this power of like this beautiful energy to like really, really visualize what you want to create in your career. Make a vision board about your career. That would be very, very beneficial right now, and really use this energy and really like go create something meaningful in regards to your career path right now. So write down what you want it to look like whenever we have the full moon lunar eclipse that will take place in September, and be very specific and like act as if it already happened to like really draw in the energy. So really use your visionary power. It can like really make your career dream come true right now. And also take notice of the messages that you receive until 2 weeks after this new moon. Because with Mercury also in the 10th house, there can be like clues about what Mercury retro in your 10th house will offer you over the next couple of weeks, which can be very significant because it's on the top of your chart. So if you're like a Gemini or Gemini rising and you have like something between 8 or 10 degrees, you're going to feel the effects of the square with this new moon. But honestly, I feel like it's just like bringing out hope, optimism, and your ability to like focus on your intended or destined career path right now. So and maybe it can also offer you some kind of knowledge in regards to your leadership skills, and potentially new relationships at work as well. So yeah, it's about your public image. It might take like more a turn towards spiritual or creative pursuits, and yeah, explore new career paths that like involve more or can be like more aligned for you right now. So yeah, it can be like something in regards to service to the underdog, Pisces, people who are in need of help. So yeah, there's like definitely a professional image that is like gonna shift over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, it's like can also be a healing profession. Pisces can be like very, very healing. So yeah, and you're going to see that like whenever Mercury is conjunct Saturn, you're gonna like commit to a change in the story that you've told yourself about what you can and cannot be or do in your career area. So maybe you felt blocked, maybe you felt a little bit afraid of speaking in public. Or maybe you're afraid to start your own business, or maybe afraid to ask more support from your bosses or in your business. All of this can change right now. So yeah, it's like basically setting the stage for you. When Saturn and Mercury are going to meet, there's going to be like a really important decision that's going to be made about your career. So maybe you're going to embody more of a leadership role. And maybe some of the changes are gonna come very naturally at work, and maybe you're gonna have a higher position at work as well, or for the company you work for. And it's all squaring Jupiter in your sign, and Jupiter is a ruler of this new moon. So you're ready to like grow with Jupiter in your sign, and you have the ability to embody the leadership qualities in your job area. And it's time to be successful now. Like changing your career, or for some of you can even be retiring as well, embracing more freedom, or maybe traveling in regards to your job can be a possibility as well. And I do think that it's going to be like a process with Mercury and Venus retrograde, and you will have like a way clearer view in the second half of April. Can have like a higher public standing in career, and yeah, you're gonna do something that's gonna be more in alignment with your soul purpose. So enjoy this new moon, Gemini. The next one is Cancer. You're gonna have a new moon in the sign of Pisces, and it's gonna be in a fellow water sign. So if you have something between 8 or 10 degrees of Cancer, this new moon is gonna be trining you. So very, very good news. Very, very beneficial, emotional, very intuitive. And there's like a big wish fulfillment power with this stellium in your ninth house. And it's going to be about travel, higher education, law, legality, teaching. It is the house of God, or the house of the creator. It's about spiritual attainment. Temples, religions, mosques, gurus all fall under the ninth house. Philosophy, belief system. So yeah, I feel like maybe you're going to have an urge to go explore new places, new philosophies, new cultures, and it's all going to be like expanding your world view. Can be a very, very positive house. Yeah, it's very nice to have for expansion of the soul. And if you are capable of traveling, really plan a trip or engage in some kind of cultural study. Higher knowledge is also found in the ninth house. So yeah, and it's also the house of grandchildren. So for some of you, with all these abundant energies playing out, you can become a grandmother or a grandfather for sure. So yeah, the ninth house is about the future. So plan a future that like aligns with your spiritual beliefs, and the themes about like expansion of the mind, or like some kind of cultural expansion as well. So yeah, good to plan a trip, to go back to school, to reconnect with a mentor. And yeah, it's like the zone of genius, the ninth house. So there can be a very big realignment coming in with like your deepest purpose, with all these retrogrades that are about to happen in this house as well. If you're involved in a court case, ninth house also deals with legality and court manners. It is also the house of justice, so a challenging battle can take a positive turn as well. And this is all ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is a traditional ruler of the ninth house. And Jupiter is currently in your 12th. So we see that like things are switched here for you. Normally Pisces is in the 12th house, and normally Jupiter belongs in the ninth house. So there's like a beautiful intertwining here. So yeah, it like means that you're going to have to like really reflect on what you're like willing to release, Jupiter in the 12th, and to like let go in your life, to be like able to like really expand in the ninth house. So it can be about planning a foreign trip, traveling in some way, completing a higher level of education, something that will like expand your world view and like stimulate your spiritual growth, for sure. So very beneficial for traveling, spiritual adventures, really go and expand your horizons. And yeah, also other people who are maybe a bit younger can like really study and like really end a very end an exam or a course in a very good way over the next 6 months. And with this moon trining Mars in your signs, like all these beautiful things will start to like slowly regain momentum right now. So the Mars retrograde in your sign is officially over. It will be in shadow until the 2nd of May. So slowly but surely, Mars is like restarting again, like a slow diesel engine, but you'll definitely feel the shift coming from that as well. So yeah, really take action on making a vision board, do visionary exercises. Daydreaming can also be very beneficial during this moon, and really connect to God, the ninth house. So the next one is Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You have a new moon in Pisces taking place in your eighth house. So, the eighth house, it is a house of deep transformation, the house of intimacy, shared resources, other people's money, joint finances, psychologically, trauma, fears, the occult. It is a very special house. So, very big wish fulfillment energy with this new moon here in your deep eighth house. And like, what do you want to like, in what way do you like want to maybe work less and earn more? That is also one of the themes in the eighth house. The second house is what I work for. The eighth house is what I get by not working. It's like a give and take axis. So how are you investing your money? How are your joint finances affecting you? The house of finances are affected here, and there's like a very beautiful new moon here. So it's like planting a seed in the space of other people's money. So maybe other people will help you out in a financial way more often than you're used to. So it's about things that are more hidden and more intimate. So how much do you give versus receive? And with this new moon, you can receive more over the next 6 months, all the way up to September. And the eighth house is about transformation. So planets that go through here, there's like some kind of purging and like purification process that happens as well. The eighth house is also deceased people, and with Pisces on the cusp, I know a lot of Leo risings are capable of doing that, especially if you have natal planets in your eighth house. So if you have some psychic abilities, they will like definitely get enhanced during this new moon, definitely leading up to the lunar eclipse in the next 6 months. So great time to delve deeper into channeling or shamanic journeys, receiving messages from the deceased. Numerology, astrology, tarot readings are all part of the eighth house as well. So you can like really benefit from all taboo and occult subjects as well. Can be like miracle mysteries unfolding. And I think there's going to be a big transformation and letting go of fears and secrets. And you may like consider looking into therapy or some kind of deep introspection practice. And definitely this new moon will also help you in managing your shared finances more wisely. So if you need a loan or financial support, or maybe you need help with something in relation to taxes, this can be very positive. And yeah, it's about healing from within. So the transformation always comes from embracing some of the things that you have been afraid to kind of embrace. Yeah, it's like a very big significant shift that's happening from the inside, and this can be spiritually, financially, emotionally, in terms of intimacy. It really depends on your chart, but obviously the Jupiter, the ruler of this new moon, is squaring it, and it can like mean that you're finally kind of like going through what might feel a bit like a more darker night of the soul, and you're like being pushed to like come out of it now and like re-emerge socially and reconnect with friends and like-minded people, and that can like actually pull you out of what can like feel like a really difficult place, the eighth house. So yeah, really, if you feel a bit shattered, a bit lonely, just ring a friend and really make time for connection. So if you want to like invest, save money, or anything in regards to that, this new moon is really beneficial for that. And especially because Jupiter in the 11th house does deal with your financial goals and how you're like hoping to get those goals. So yeah, very positive, even though it's in a bit more difficult area. But it's really, really beneficial to like purge a lot of fears, a lot of traumas, and you can do that simply by meditating. So Leos, I know you're very strong, you're very wise. With Pisces on the 8th house cusp, visualization can really help you to break through long standing patterns that are integrated in a very, very deep way. So good luck, my dear Leos. The next one is Virgo. You're gonna be doing this new moon in Pisces in your opposite sign in the 7th house. And oh my god, such a big stellium in your 7th house, Virgo. So there's like a very, very big wish fulfillment power in the house of relationships. A huge burst of energy and all kind of partnerships. A rare stellium in the house of marriage. So soulmates can really come in during this time, especially with Venus retrograde crossing over Neptune on the 27th of March, karmic past life themes that need to be worked out, soul contracts that need to be fulfilled or let go of. So yeah, this moon can give you like real love over the next 6 months, which is great, right? Can be the love of your life, can be it's probably gonna be a past life connection with all this Pisces energy, or someone from the past that gets another chance is also a possibility with Venus retrograde in your 7th again. So yeah, it's like a big restart when it comes to relationships. It's going to be a very big topic for the next couple of weeks with the retrogrades. Fated changes in regards to love, money. Remember, Venus and Mercury are beneficial planets. These changes will be positive, but you need to wait until May to see the results. And in the beginning of this video, I talked a bit more about Venus Mercury retrograde and how it's going to affect relationships. Go back and watch that because it's like super important for you, Virgo. And we're also going to have like a lunar eclipse in your sign, which is going to happen on the 14th of March. And it's like already going to be like start to showing you like the effects of who you are versus that, or like who you are in a relationship or a partnership. So and then yeah, the retrogrades to that area of your chart. So whether you're single or you're like in a relationship, this is a very good time to reconnect to other people. And the 7th house could be your spouse, your therapist, your astrologer, can be a business partner. It does not only have to be about romantic relationships. But one thing for sure is like when we see like a new moon here, relationships can be really idealized because it's in the sign of Pisces. So be very wary of rose-colored glasses because Mercury, Neptune aspects, you can see them coming together here in the chart. You will really need to focus on clear communication and maybe readjust your expectations in relationships. And really, you're going to be like, maybe get a little bit challenged on like practicing compassion and forgiveness with other people. So yeah, but if you like really get into new partnerships over the next 6 months, they're gonna embody a lot of empathy. So yeah, it's actually a very good time to start dating again if you're single, or maybe a very good time to find a new therapist or an astrologer or a business connection. Now is like the time. So yeah, really focus on spending more time in your one-on-one relationships, because yeah, this new moon and stellium in Pisces will take all of your relationships and your marriage to the next level, or like get into a new phase with them. And this is all ruled by Jupiter in your 10th house. And Jupiter in the 10th house can point towards weddings, some change in your social status. Or it's gonna affect the business partnerships, which will then square the 10th house of career. So you could also be getting more recognition at work, or there could be some opportunities to work with new people, getting a new job. But definitely a significant shift in marriage and business partners. And I know Virgo rising, or Virgo sun or moon, like you can be more critical. You're a very grounding. You're an earth sign, so dreams can come true, and you need to like really believe it. yeah, it's like visualize whatever you desire right now and make very good use of this energy. Don't let it go past. Um, and like really believe in yourself that it's like possible. And if you like don't have a partner, a lot of Virgos will meet someone that will light up their life in a very, very pretty, significant way, and it can be soon. But wait until May to make any big commitment because if the rose colored glasses do come off, things might seem different in May. So it would be wise to take it slow if you meet someone new, and it would be maybe more wise. To just take it easy because a lot is going to be rearranged in the relationship area from now until the end of April. So good luck on finding the love of your life, my dear Virgos. Then we have Libra. You're going to be doing this new moon in Pisces in your sixth house, and that is all about job, health habits, routine, well being, healing. So, yeah, very, very big wish fulfillment power with the stellium in your sixth, and an incredible new start in your job or with people that work for you or work with you, can be colleagues, can be about your boss as well, because it trines Mars that went direct in your 10th house. So yeah, it's like you can now manifest like a more spiritual job if you like that, or you can implement more spirituality into your current job. Miracles can happen at work, miracles can happen in your daily routine. So you can like really dream and imagine your work situation right now. So really use visualization to create your dream work environment. Um, your health routines might benefit from like a more holistic or spiritual approach, and health can be improved by using imagination, and meditation is going to be especially beneficial for your health during this time. Your work environment will become better organized, more intuitive, and can also be creating a schedule that makes you feel more in a kind of flow state in your daily life or daily routine. So really practice yoga, meditation into your daily routine. It will improve your workflow and also your productivity. And also like your environment will shift, your mood will be better. So yeah, a really good time if you're looking for work, if you want a new job, if you want to find a new doctor or a new health practitioner or some alternative healing methods, that these can be very, very beneficial for you right now. So yeah, themes are health and spirituality. They get intertwined, finding a better work-life balance, and it's squaring Jupiter in your ninth. So yeah, it's about like work balance, making time in your schedule to maybe like travel. Maybe you can travel for the job as well. That can come up. Can also about education, maybe focus on writing or publishing something, but also work involving foreign country, faraway places, Pisces and Jupiter combined. So yeah, and it's going to be like a very big part of the process, especially with Venus and Mercury that are going to go retrograde through your sixth house in March and April. So yeah, it can also be like studying for your job that can come up with the retrogrades. So yeah, set your intentions for how you want to like feel in your day-to-day life, and the following weeks are gonna help you work through that. So yeah, you have like the ability to have a big new emotional start in your day-to-day routine. So you will feel good emotionally and physically to have like a new routine, to reorganize a lot of things, and the spring is gonna like help you grow within your career over the next 6 months when we will have the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces as well, in your 6th house. So make good use of this energy. Really envision, really visualize how you want your daily routine to look like, and really add some spiritual practices in your daily routine. Good luck, my dear Libras. The next one is Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You're having such beautiful new moon in Pisces in your 5th house. And if you have some personal planets between 8 or 10 degrees, you're experiencing a beautiful water trine that is going to hit you directly. So very big wish fulfillment, very, very big, powerful stellium in your 5th house of fun, creative expression, romance, children, very new fertile moon for you. So yeah, very, very sweet for my dear Scorpios. The 5th house is such a beautiful house. And this will be a new beginning all the way up until we have an eclipse in Pisces in September. So right now it's time for you to create something in the 5th house, because in the 5th house things get born. It is what you create, and it can be like fertility, pregnancy, children. So very, very fertile new moon in 5th. If you want kids, this can be the perfect time. I think a lot of Scorpios will birth a kid with the lunar eclipse in this house by September. So a new moon in the 5th is always about feeling creative. It's about feeling inspired, romantic. Romance can be blossoming. A new romantic partner can come. And you want to create something, whether it's like art, music, your love life might feel like a dream. It can be a time when you're like falling in love with someone or something. You can like fall in love with a new hobby as well. So make a vision board about what you want to implement in your life. It can be more fun, more love, more of the good things in life. So your creative abilities are so strong right now and could create a lot of abundance. So go on a date, express yourself in a creative way, express your inner child, because this new moon in the house of your inner child could be very, very healing, what you're gonna implement or integrate right now with this moon. So creativity, art, romance will be a very big topic, and you're gonna want to like approach it with a sense of magic, but be careful about clarity, because we're gonna see that your 6th house and your 5th house are gonna be up for the retrogrades, and it can be a time when there's like more focus on family and children. And if you want to have kids, start dating, or start your own business, or a new hobby, now is the time. And yeah, I see that it trines Mars. So maybe you're going to start a new hobby that includes some kind of traveling. Maybe can be also education, or like a hobby that might include working with a guru, a mentor, or a teacher. And it can also be traveling with your kids. It might also be something that you're publishing. Maybe you want to go back to a place you already visited before, where you experienced a lot of fun. But either way, this new moon is gonna support you in new creative hobbies and relationships. These are all things that are gonna come in the 5th house. A very potent energy, very fertile, new relationship. If you're thinking about having kids, this is now the time to set your intentions and to like really, really visualize your dreams into reality. It is square your Jupiter in the 8th. So Jupiter in the 8th is pushing you to bring in more resources, especially from other people. But also, yeah, it's like pushing you to be more emotionally vulnerable in your communication with others around intimacy. And it can also be that money from other people are going to help you to pay for your new creative endeavors. So yeah, Jupiter in the 8th, squaring this beautiful new moon can really bring luck and speculative investments. So Would be a wonderful time to buy a lottery ticket. Maybe you win, who knows? The energy looks great. So good luck, my dear Scorpios. Then we have Sag, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You're gonna have this new moon in Pisces in your fourth house. So it's at home. The moon is at her own in her own home. So it's the place of roots, home, family, and property. So if you are a Sag, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and you have it between the 8 and the 10 degree, then you're gonna feel the square from this new moon, but it's going to be very, very great if you want a new start in regards to your home or your living situation. And I feel that it will bring out optimism instead of like a lot of friction, because it is such a beautiful new moon and it squares your chart ruler Jupiter. So very, very important for Sagittarius in regards to home and family. So very big wish fulfillment in regards to your fourth house. Really, really visualize what you want your house to look like in the next couple of months. This is a new beginning, and the North Node is expanding your home as well. So can be very, very distant changes in regards to the home area. And a lot of Sagittarius are going to move in the next 6 months. So yeah, a new moon here is about family matters, home environment, which might need more of like a spiritual and an emotional cleanse. Maybe redecorating or cleansing or decluttering your living space and your home, and also spending quality time with your family, and more wanting to focus on those bonds, and these things can really, really blossom. So it can also be like seeing your home as a sanctuary and like really nourishing your emotional bonds. A new moon here can mean that over the next 6 months, you can experience like a move, or you can buy something, or sell a property. Going back home to live with your parents can also be a possibility. But especially focusing like on your relationship with your parents, or like healing some kind of thing that is connected to your ancestral karma. And it is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is squaring this new moon. It is in your 7th house of relationships, and it's your chart ruler. So very, very important. There's a big new beginning that is coming in regards to the place where you live. And this change can be brought on by partners, because it's in the 7th house of Jupiter. So can be brought on by romantic partners, business partners. Jupiter in the 7th can bring a lot of happiness in relationships normally, but it's been squaring Saturn for quite some time. So I know you Sagittarius have not been having like the full good manifestation of Jupiter, which he like normally gives. He normally gives so much expansion, opportunities, so much positivity and wisdom. But with the square to Saturn, yeah, Saturn has been like limiting and refraining a lot of Jupiter's positive influence in your 7th house. So yeah, so what this means is like, because it's refrained by Saturn, sometimes Jupiter in the 7th can also mean that it like frees you, because Jupiter is about freedom. So it can free you from a partner that no longer serves your growth. Maybe you don't get what you want from them. So if there's like a change about something inside of your home, it can also be because you or the other person is moving out. That is also a possibility. And definitely enhanced, because all the upcoming retrogrades of Mercury and Venus are going retrograde from your 5th house of romance into your 4th house of home and people you live together. And you will have the last solar eclipse in Aries in your 5th house of romance and children. So could be a bit tense with the squares, but either way, you're gonna like purge something, and there's gonna be like a very big new start in regards to your home, which will make you more spiritually aligned with your destined purpose. So whatever happens is actually gonna have positive consequences over the next 6 months. So with the trine to Mars in your 8th house, You can sell or buy a home. Some will definitely see a divorce, because the eighth house is where we like split up and divide everything. And because this is such a positive new moon and it is trining Mars, the endings that you might see with the retrogrades will be like blessings in disguise. Like, really, trust me. For some, it can also simply mean leasing out the house as well. That is also a possibility. And if you're living by yourself, some of you might feel like the need that you're being asked to like grow and maybe expand your space to maybe include another person. So it all depends on your personal chart. But yeah, maybe somebody's moving in, somebody's moving out. But it's gonna be a big change in regards to living situation. And if you do want to make a change in the next couple of months, this is going to be a wonderful time to do that. So yeah, the retrogrades going through your fourth house, kind of like telling a storyline that's like really, it's talking about changes that's like needing to happen prior to some of the growth that you're gonna be experiencing later this year, when we have like the full moon lunar eclipse in the fourth house of Pisces, and that will happen in September. So something at home needs some kind of correction. Wrapping something up, spending time with family before you proceed forward with some of the new things. Someone new that is actually coming in for you down the road in the summertime. So yeah, maybe someone now leaves during the retrograde motions. It is a possibility, but someone new can like really come in fast with Jupiter in the seventh house, and by then it will not be squaring Saturn anymore. We're going to see a last square, but it will be in different signs, so it won't be happening in your seventh house again. It will then be in the fifth and the eighth, which will be different. But I think if someone new comes in, it's going to be someone who does serve your growth in a new way, and someone that you can like really have a family with, have kids with, because this new moon in the fourth house, trining Mars, squaring Jupiter, it will give you so many blessings over the next 6 months. But first, you will need to go through the retrograde. So yeah, someone new can totally be coming in down the road during the summertime. So be very careful with the retrogrades. Don't go do like a whole overhaul in your home during this period. Maybe some of you will want to like redecorate. And Venus and Mercury are gonna ask you to make some tweaks and some changes, and to wrap some things up in your home. But probably from the second half of April, it's going to be like a little bit safer to start doing all these very big things, like buying property or big renovations, or like making huge changes in your living environment. The second half of April, you're going to have like a clearer vision on what needs to change, or what you want to change. But definitely the home area gets like a big makeover in the next couple of months. The fourth house is also a very emotional house. So even if you're not like redecorating your home, something emotionally inward will shift in a big way, and it will make like, it will be obvious inside of the home or the people that you live with. So changing the structures around home, around family, around emotions, and all of these changes will be very positive and very distant. So really visualize what you want your home to look like in the next 6 months. So good luck, my dear Sagittarius. The next one is Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You have a new moon in your natal third house. And the third house is obviously about speaking, communication. And there's a very big wish fulfillment power happening in the third house with this stellium. And it is happening in your local neighborhood, social media, siblings, being on the road, short distance travel also is connected to the third house. And I think a new moon here is really about communication, becoming more poetic, more magical. You can like pick up on certain things when listening to conversations of others as well. Sometimes I'm like wondering about something, and someone in my local environment is like talking to another person, and by that, like answering my question. That is like the big, beautiful magic that can happen here in your third house. So yeah, this new moon is pure magic, so really make good use of it. Make time for like a short trip, that can also be very magical, and opportunities for travel will definitely come up. Travel connected to work opportunities with Jupiter in your sixth can be a theme. Jupiter in your Jupiter is in your house of daily routine, and also your service towards others. It can be a time of a lot of work actually. Um, and yeah, because you have so much work, it would be a good time to maybe take or make a road trip and unwind a little bit, really, really immerse into the mystical vibes of Pisces, and really visualize what you would like to implement in your life over the next 6 months, whenever this new moon will turn into a lunar eclipse in September. So yeah, there's a lot of visionary power and alignment happening in your third house right now. And the third house is also the mind. So yeah, very, very powerful. With your mind, you can make your dreams turn into reality right now. So really like write things down, write out your intentions, write out your dreams, learning more about divination. Could also be a very good time to write some poetry. Um, be mindful that you really practice clear communication. Avoid like any confusion, because it's like happening close to Saturn, Mercury are gonna get conjunct as well. But either way, it's like a total reset and change in the way you communicate. So yeah, we'll bring up themes around expressive communication, and really, really practice learning through listening. And this is all ruled by Jupiter in the sixth. So yeah, listen to like podcasts in regards to health, well-being, self-help courses, or things you might listen at. Things you need to listen to, things that support your physical and mental well-being. Very important. Because the subconscious will pick up like new things more easily with this new moon in your third, which also rules over the conscious brain. So you have like the conscience and the speaking and the talking in the sign of Pisces. So I know a lot of Capricorns are very magical with their words, and yeah, the conscious and the unconscious gets like intertwined here in the chart. So yeah, there's like a very, very big connection in talking about spiritual topics, and really integrating that into your daily routine with Jupiter. They can like bring a lot of abundance. So yeah, can be also about making a website or your social media a bit more spiritually attuned, or more mystical. Good time to launch like a new website and get creative. And yeah, also very good to study a new course or study something metaphysical. This is also all part of the third house. So yeah, it's like with the sixth and the third, it's about like getting organized, step into the Pisces realms with your thoughts implemented into daily routine with Jupiter in the sixth. And this will like also maybe put you in a position, or you will have like an opportunity if you want to maybe buy a new car, or complete a study. Just keep in mind that Venus and Mercury will go retrograde into this house soon. So it's going to be like a process, or like figuring out how you're going to complete the study, how you're going to write more poetry, how you're going to make your website more spiritually or more mystical, or how am I going to like pay for a new car. This will like be a process over the next few weeks with Mercury and Venus retro. And they will meet Saturn several times. Yeah, it like means you're gonna have to like really look into the details of any contracts, because signing things is part of the third house. And like really, really take or be cautious about signing things. Yeah, you will need to be extra careful of making mistakes by writing things on paper. So yeah, the second half of April will be a better time to do that. So try to postpone a bit. Third house, conversations. So Mercury retro in the third house with Venus. Conversations from the past can be brought up again, reworked. Something gets spoken out. Speak things into existence. Very important if I haven't mentioned that already. Be a bit mindful about problems on the road because maybe your car will need some service when Mercury jumps back into the third house, makes a square to Jupiter, and the sixth house is service, third house is car. So I think some of the Capricorns are going to be like forced with this Venus Mercury retrograde in the third to spend money on a new car. And yeah, maybe you can also bump into like females from the past in your local neighborhood. Can be past life lovers surrounding you in your neighborhood as well. So I think that was the most important part. Good luck, dear Capricorn, and don't forget to use visualization to really speak things into existence, but really like meditate and dive into spiritual practices. It will lead up to fresh new beginnings over the next 6 months and can be very, very abundant. So good luck, my dear Capricorns. So the last one for today, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You have the new moon in your second house of money, resources, and self-esteem. And I know, dear Aquariuses, since March 2023, Saturn has been entering your second house of finances, which is a bit of a bummer, right? So right now we have a once in a lifetime stellium happening into your second house of finances. So a big wish fulfillment energy, a very potent new moon in your second house. So yeah, this is where you do your money manifestation, find the things that you value the most, and once in a lifetime opportunity to visualize and bringing the goods from the second house. Use this potent energy. Pisces and Neptune are about imagination, and Saturn is about making them tangible and real, bringing them in the material world. So you have like the unseen realms and in the second house. So something that you value a lot, can you make like really tangible right now? So focus on your ideal financial situation. Fated and distant changes will happen over the next 6 months whenever this new moon turns into a lunar eclipse in Pisces in September. And maybe buy a lottery ticket because this new moon is squaring Jupiter in your fifth house of speculative investments. So this can like really work out in your favor right now. Really take action on your good fortune. Jupiter in the fifth can also indicate pregnancy, or maybe children need or want more money. Romantic connections can, romantic connections can also have some luck and money with the connection to the fifth house. So maybe it's your spouse or your romantic lover that wins a lottery ticket. That is also a possibility. But it's definitely for you guys about financial decisions, investments in spiritual ventures, and the biggest themes are wealth with purpose or spending with purpose. It's about material and spiritual balance. So really build self-esteem. Also think about like where you want to see yourself going financially in the next 6 months. And this is all ruled by Jupiter in the fifth, so money might be coming, and that is like connected to a creative business, to investments, to children, romantic partners, or like taking a chance or some kind of risk can pay off. And I think within 6 months you're gonna like see that there's going to be more wealth and more abundance. So maybe you can enjoy your work and your daily routine by then very much, as Jupiter will then shift in your sixth house. But right now, all the time leading up until now, you could have felt like you needed to maybe trim or budget a lot with Saturn in your second house. Saturn will jump into Aries starting from the 25th of May. So Saturn will leave your second house soon. It will come back after the summer until February 2026, but just know that you're slowly like wrapping up this cycle of Saturn in your second house of money. So that is a good thing. Starting March next year, it will not come in your second house for a very long time again. So we're also going to see Mercury and Venus retrograde over Saturn, and Saturn is your traditional chart ruler. So there's like a sense of where can I spend less money, where can I focus on being a little bit more minimalistic, do less, and that can like ultimately bring you more, or that can actually bring you more. So there's a lot of financial stuff changing, but still a very good time for money manifestation with this new moon, and really focus on building like healthy emotional self-esteem that is not dependent on your on how much you make as a person. But by September, your finances should be like totally transformed, and you could like really experience more abundance, and by that also see, of course, an increase in self-esteem. So really plant new seeds in the area of your streams of income. It will go very well with this new moon. So that was it for today. I hope this was helpful in navigating this really beautiful new moon in Pisces. And I will see you back soon. Maybe if I have time, I will make a Venus retrograde video. So maybe that's gonna be for next week, as soon as possible, as Venus is gonna go retrograde on the 1st of March. So I'm gonna do my very best to be on time. But with all these beautiful Pisces elusive energy, I have been daydreaming a lot, and I have been it was a little bit of a challenge to get everything done on time. So I think this is one of the key traits of Pisces as well. Just go with the flow, and everything will turn out the way it's supposed to be. And I wish you all a lot of time to retreat, to visualize what you really want, and what you want to implement in and see, to really like see what's going to blossom into your life over the next 6 months. And I really wish you a lot of blessings, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.